let's get started. Welcome and thank you for your time this afternoon. I really appreciate it. So let's see here. We got, wow, 23 people. That's a lot. Okay. Over on the left-hand side of my screen is a documentation for how to make and receive calls using your, oops, that's the wrong one. I should be showing you the one for mobile. What happened to that one? Healthcare portal, cell phone. There we go. Had the one left open from this morning's meeting or session. Okay, here we go. Yahoo! Okay. So how you can make and accept calls on your smartphone using the Jabber app, which is actually using your desk phone number, your desk assigned phone number. This document is available out on the ETS web pages. So if you just go to ets.fhda.edu, I just put that in the chat. If you click on the blue star that's there for work at home, and then click on a link for Jabber, you'll get to a web page that has a whole bunch of Jabber documentation out there, and this is one of them. And so I'm just going to sort of use it as a guide here. There's a bunch of caveats about maybe your cellular provider being your cell towers and stuff that can affect your signal and so forth. But in order to get the mobile app, you get that from the App Store on your phone. And it would be this App Store here. And you would click on search. You would type in Cisco Jabber. And there it is. And since I've already installed it, it says open. So I'm going to cancel out of that. Get out of my app. Back there. Now, what we found is it's best that if you don't install that until after you've been provisioned. And what I mean by provisioned is we have to set up your VoIP telephone account, which is associated with your CWID in the new telephone system that we have since 2016, to set you up so that you can use, so this mobile Jabber app will work with your assigned desk phone number. So we ask that you not install the Jabber app until you get a notification either from your manager who may have submitted it for a whole bunch of people for you, or the work request that you submitted, that wait until you get notification that it's been provisioned for you to use the mobile Jabber app. Because we found some people that have installed the Jabber app ahead of time on their cell phone, and then they got provisioned, and things weren't working right, so we've asked them to delete the app and reinstall it. So that's just a little caveat there. So for first-time login user, you're going to be entering your CWID, your 8-digit MyPortal ID at fhda.edu. And then what we also suggest is you select the password is MyPortal or email. So it's your MyPortal ID and password is what you're using to sign in. But subsequent logins, if you don't choose the auto login, you'll just be typing in your CWID, your 8-digit ID, and your password. Okay? It also says if you received your certificate not valid, this is normal for iPhones, just select accept. So there's a lot of good information in this document. Okay? So I'm going to put this document aside right now, and I'm going to go over to my iPhone. And I always forget, I can't click on it on the screen. I have to go back to my phone and press the buttons. Yes, if you get a, so the question was, so if ETS says go to download the software, does that mean it's provisioned? If the ticket says that, and it's going to be from our network team, most likely, they've provisioned you for mobile Jabber, that means you can go ahead and install the Jabber app on your smartphone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into my smartphone here, unlock it. And I'm just going to press Jabber, and I'm going to launch it. And it's going to auto log me in because that's what I have it set up for, to auto log me in. Okay? And it defaults to the contacts. So these are all the contacts I've set up. And you'll notice, oh, I've hit the the wrong thing again. I got to press my phone. I've got more than just contacts here. I also got something called call center and ETS. Well, those are groups. You can set up different groups and within your contacts and add people to those groups. So what I think I'm going to do first is I'm going to search for somebody. Let's see, David Tran. Let's search for David Tran. He's on my team. Okay, I'm going to select David. I'm going to add to my contacts. Okay, so here's where you could assign him to a group, and if I do that, you can also add groups by pressing the plus sign in the upper right. You can actually create a new group, I mean. It's not letting me. Unable, actually unavailable, try it again. So here's the other thing is, if you're having issues with your cellular provider or your wireless connection or something, sometimes features will not work. So here's an example. So go back to add to contact. You can add it. You can add this contact to your favorites. You can assign it to another group. I'm just going to put in it's still not available. In the ETS group, and I'm going to add to favorites as well. I'm going to press done. Okay, done is not allowing me to do it either. So this is what happens when things aren't working right. Just so you know, so if you run into it yourself, it's not you. It's either your connection. It's our connection to the to Jabber through your cellular provider or the wireless connection that you have. But now you know how to add contacts. So if you look up here in the top left, you'll see this triangle. That's actually telling me that I have a problem. So I should have gone there first to look. It's telling me that I'm having trouble connecting to instant messaging. Okay. Phone services is working, and it's still trying to connect to voicemail. And you can also sign out from here. When you see that triangle, that means that one or more of the services that Jabber is trying to use, which is chat between other Jabber users, the phone service, make and receive calls using Jabber with your desk phone number, or listening to your voicemails, and that's still trying to connect. So let's go to chat. Let's ignore this. Oops. Can't use my mouse. So I'm going to look for somebody that might be online that I can chat with. Oops. And let's see. Let's choose Josie. Hey, can't be delivered. Well, that's not good. Okay, so that's not working. So part of instant messaging is also this thing called presence. And if presence isn't working, meaning I don't see any green dots next to anybody, that means I probably can't chat either. So let's go over, since we know calling is working. That's like plans when you're trying to demo something, things don't work. But I'm glad I'm running into these things so you all can see what might be happening to you too. So what you're seeing here is all the recent calls that have been made, I've made, or have been received to my desk phone. So either I've made it to I called into my desk phone, somebody called me at my desk phone, or I called out using my desk phone number. If I just wanted to make a plain call, again, can't click on it with my mouse. Okay, so let's see, there's some questions here, so let's try to answer those first. How do you auto log in again? Well, I would have to sign out, and if I wasn't set up for auto login, I'd have to sign out of Jabber, and then the next time I log in, there's an opportunity on the screen to select auto login. Your phone will prompt and ask you to auto log in, and you can choose a pin or fingerprint. That's your phone itself, right, Scott? I don't know if is that Jabber? I didn't think it was Jabber. I thought it was your phone. So somebody else has used their auto login fingerprint for Jabber. I didn't know you could do that. When this is happening to me and it's not connecting, I literally log out and sign in again. Okay, well, why don't we do that? Why don't I try logging out? Oops. Let's sign out and see what happens. Thanks for the tip. You guys might have a new version of Jabber. I have an old one. That's why you can set it up for signing in with your fingerprint. I guess I should update my Jabber. I'm using my iPhone, and I'm using QuickTime Player in order to display my iPhone cell phone. You cannot log in outside corporate network. Contact your admin. Okay, that's odd, because I was using it yesterday. And I have to disconnect it from my computer. Let me disconnect it from my computer. Sorry, guys. Get back on Verizon. And also Wi-Fi. If that helps. At least you can see what people run into. Let's see. Excellent. Thanks, Deborah. I'm glad it works. Yeah. Let me see what's going on there. Let me try again. Let me log in with my password. Okay. Typed it. Okay, I'm back in again. So let me get rid of photos. There we go. So I'm back in. So thank you for that tip. I logged out and back in again, and I'm in. So you heard that may have heard that little chime, but now I have that presence green dot. So if I wanted to, click on it. So now Josie is available. Let's see who else is available here. Kelly's on a lunch break, and Sharam's available. So I'm gonna chat with Sharam and say hi. I'm conducting mobile Jabber training. Yeah. So that's how you can chat. But until you hear those chimes that you are connected and you see that you're available, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to see stuff. So you click on that X to go back, and we can click on my name here. It says I'm available. So I click that arrow there. I can change. You can take a look at what your settings are for you. And you can switch between being away and do not disturb. And you can add a custom status. There's a whole other document about presence and chat out on the ETS website as well. So I'm going to go back. And you can see by these check marks here, I've got voicemail and everything working right now. Okay. Go back to contacts. Let's try to add a contact again. So, oh, okay. That. And do a search for David Tran. Oops. And type. Okay. Add the contact. Let's see here. I'm going to add a group. I'm going to create a new group. Endpoint. Oops. Okay. That's a new one. I already had another one, so I'm going to add David to that. I'm going to add the contact. Okay. Back to contacts. I got that new group, and David's in that group. So that's how that works. Also, favorites. I can add people to favorites as well if I want to. Okay. Go back. Chat. We did a chat. Sharon. The meetings. Right now, because I have my cell phone calendar, my native calendar, my cell phone talking to my Outlook at work, I think if you had multiple calendars on your cell phone, it would show those multiple calendars. It would have it all show up for your personal and work. I think it will intermingle. Let's go quickly to voicemail before that kind of disconnects on me. Now, you all know that you can dial into 408-864-8999 or 650-949-7999 from another phone to remotely get to your voicemail. Your voicemail should still be coming in as attachments to email as well. So if you can't get to your voicemail through here, those are other ways to get to voicemail. So my voicemail is still trying to connect up again, so we'll return to that. Let's just try making and receiving a call. So if you want to make a call, you can go right to the keypad if you want. So what I'm going to do is call my personal cell phone.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Get my chat?
Yeah, I got your text and my PC was on, so.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to call.
I'm going to
call my.
Yeah, my iMac somehow. I don't know. It has an error or something. Maybe it's because of OS or something. I have. Yeah, I have old iMac with high.
Everyone can hear you talking, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
So I just called my personal cell phone, and the caller ID says my desk phone number on it, and I'm going to answer the call. And now we're on the call. And at this point, I can hold, transfer, conference someone else in, move to mobile, park, show statistics. Don't worry about those other things at this point. If you were zooming into, dialing up into Zoom and you had to enter the meeting ID and your participant ID, you can do that from this. If you wanted a video call, you could do that, and I muted myself. Now I'm going to hang up. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my desk phone from another phone. And I'll show you some other things when we get to the settings you want to change the ringtone to be different than your cell phone. So I'm going to accept the call, and that's what it is. That's all it is. And then I can hang up. Okay, so that's as easy as it gets to make and receive calls. And I'm going to go back to recent, and you can see all those recent calls. I'm going to go back under my initials in the top left again. I'm going to go into settings. Go into sounds. You'll see that mute jabber sounds when on a call. You can do that. And then you can set your ringtone here. And there's only 3 choices between your ringtones. And you probably want to set your work phone ringtone to be different than your cell phone ringtone, so you can differentiate when someone's calling your work phone, jabber mobile. Now, you won't be able to receive any calls on your cell phone from as if it's your desk phone, unless the Jabber app is running. And in this case, if I double tap, you'll see I got a couple things running here, and I'm going to get rid of that setting. But the Jabber app is still running. And in order to quit the Jabber app, you double on an iPhone, you double tap and swipe up, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, or you can just sign out. So if you don't want any calls after 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night coming in on your mobile phone for work phones, you just quit the app or sign out. Okay? What are some of the questions coming in here? So, am I calling from my iPhone or from my Jabber app? Well, I'm using my Jabber app on my iPhone, the mobile Jabber app. That's where I made the call from there. So I go back here. So let's just finish up settings for a second. There's several other settings down here that you can choose from. You can go through them. So you see this triangle here next to voicemail? Having trouble connecting to voicemail. So if I want to listen to voicemail, I'm going to be calling that 408-864-8999 or 650-949-7999. Let's see. When you call from Jabber, what does it say on receivers on the caller ID? Well, it's going to say one of two things. It could, if sometimes it's going to say your desk extension, which it did on my personal cell phone when I called, or it's going to give out the trunk number. So our team is going to look into this with our vendor to find out what the difference is, why it would pick up the trunk number from our voice telephone system at work, that total of 5, or when it would choose your desk phone number. So that's something that we're going to have a question into our vendor on. But first, the team needs to get through all the backlog of Jabber provisioning requests, and once we're done with that, we'll look into this. It's not a showstopper. Things are still working properly. So we're going to look into that once we've provisioned everybody. Everything I'm doing to make and receive calls right now is from the mobile Jabber app on my cell phone. You changed your ringtone to ringer, but it still sounds like the default. Huh. Well, let's try that. Let's see here. Go into sound, ringtone. Let's try delight. And let me call. Oh, didn't want to do that. Wanted to go back. Okay, let me call it. Oh, you're right. It does still sound like that. Okay. Well, that's not good. That must be a flaw. Well, that's sad. That's disappointing. I've never changed it, so I didn't know. Huh. Well, I'll have to talk to our vendor about that. We'll have to talk to Cisco about it, actually, because they're the ones that provide this app. Well, that's good to know. Let's see. Yeah. Well, let me make a note. Changing ringtone in Jabber mobile app. Still same ringtone. All right, Cisco. Okay, what else we got? Yes, if you log off the Jabber application, anybody that tries to call you, your desk phone at work is still ringing. If you don't answer it, all the calls go to voicemail, and those voicemails should show up as an attachment to an email inside your email. Yes, even if you didn't sign out of the Jabber app, mobile app, but you quit the app, like I said, I double-clicked on my home button on my iPhone. If I swipe up and the Jabber app is no longer active on my phone, it won't ring, and all the calls will go to voicemail like they do as if you didn't answer your desk phone. Yeah, I'm wondering that too, Scott, if you have to alter go into settings. So we'll look into that. to see if there's something in here in the Jabber app. Where's Jabber in here? These are good questions. Contacts, calendars, microphones, series, sounds. Sounds are on. I think I looked at this yesterday, and I didn't really. Oh man, no, I don't see anything. But we'll have to look into this further. Hopefully, Cisco can answer that for us, or our vendor. How are voicemail to email settings configured? Well, voicemail, if they aren't converted to email, it's an attached, it's like a WAV file attachment to your email. It's called unified messaging, and it's built into our VoIP telephone system. So when a phone number, the exact extension is associated with your account in the VoIP system, with your CWID, unified messaging should be on automatically, and you should be getting voicemails in email from the voicemail system with an attached WAV file that you have to open up using, what do I use? I use iTunes. I right-click on it, and it opens up, and I can listen to my voicemails on my computer in iTunes. But on here, let's see, is my voicemail connected? Not yet. It's still trying to connect. So if it ever connects, you'll see how you can listen to your voicemails on your Jabber. Let's see. How are voicemail? I don't know if my voicemails have been getting to my email. If your voice, I would say test it. Call your desk phone from your cell phone. Leave yourself a voice message, and after about 5 minutes or so, if it doesn't show, if you don't see any email from our voice telephone system with an attachment, then please put in an ETS work request. Android has a global notifications area. You can override what is chosen by a specific application. Cool. Submit an ETS request if you aren't receiving voicemails. Yep. Sounds good. I will test it right after the meeting. Great. Well, okay. So my poor voicemail. I can't demo that for you. Disappointing. Let me sign out and back in again and see if that helps. But I'm going to have to disconnect so you guys don't see my password. Having trouble signing back in again. Alrighty. Try again. I'm also up in the mountains, so that doesn't help. I get like 1 bar for Verizon, and that's good. So you can log in and out of voicemail separate from the app. I had to authenticate using my CWI My portal credentials specifically to access the voicemail feature. You did that from the Jabber app? The mobile Jabber app. Okay. I still can't get back connected again since I signed out. Oh man, that's disappointing. Doesn't help that I only have 1 bar. Oh, operation could not be completed. Okay, I'm going to quick time player too, because that might be getting messed up too. I'm not getting back in. That's disappointing. I could get more than one bar on my phone. That might help. Okay, I'm trying to get back in. Different way. So I also told Jabber to reset, and that means I have to log back in with my CWID at fhca.edu. And now it's trying to find services, but it can't find the services. I think where it might be, there's been a kind of an on and off little error on our voice system in the background, and our vendor is, we're getting an alert. Our vendor is either tonight or tomorrow is going to do a restart on the system. And since we have failover, they'll do one side at a time. So I think that things will probably run better once we do that restart of the system. Since all this is software, like any other server, once in a while, it's got to, maybe it just has to be kick-started again. You know, the phone system is no longer a bunch of hardware anymore. It's all software and a server. If I can't get back in again, I'm sorry. Maybe we tried to reschedule. I'll try to set up another session for next week for mobile after we've done that restart on our voice system and see if it makes a difference. But right now I'm having no luck at all getting back in. This is disappointing. Oh boy. Photos. So how are the voice? Okay, anything else here? You're connected to your home Wi-Fi. You should be able to use mobile Jabber. Yeah. So let me go back to my Wi-Fi, turn on my Wi-Fi again, and see if that helps. Well, I'm getting a better response by going back to Wi-Fi. So these are all the, the things that you guys can, Touch ID authentication, available for Jabber. Do you want to sign in using Touch ID? Oh, let me show you. Oh. See, right there, and I'm going to say no. Okay, so that's cool. All right, so let's see here. Let's go to there. Okay, it looks like my voicemail's working. Let's go back. Go into voicemail, which is odd. I do have voicemails. Maybe it's still trying to sync up. I have a lot of voicemails, but that's pretty odd. So if I had a voicemail here, which maybe I'll do is call my phone again, and I won't answer, and I'll leave a voicemail. Okay. Should ring. There we go. I'm going to decline it, put it right to voicemail. You access the voicemail with the same PIN code? Yes, it's all the same voicemail box, so it's the same PIN code. I'll answer that next one. This is a test. Okay. So I just left myself a voicemail. And there it is. I left a voicemail and that quickly. Oh. Really? Okay. That quickly, it showed up. And so now that's how you play the message. But I didn't put my phone on speaker so you can't hear me say this is a test. But that's what it is. And they can click I and you can do whatever you want here. Okay? So that's voicemail. So at least, yay, you got to see it. So the next question is, once we request to get access, how long do we need to wait? If you're asking how long after you request to have yourself provisioned for mobile Jabber, I thought it was only going to be a couple days, but we've been getting, since I've done the training, we've had a lot more people sign up for it. And then the other thing that slows us down, which I found out, is that, I don't know if I said it at the beginning of this call, but I did this morning on the desktop Jabber app, is that because we've had a lot of people moving around since we had our reductions with the budget and everything at the end of last June, the managers and supervisors didn't put in an ETS work request for someone changing jobs, and we didn't know that they moved to a new phone, so the phone number was not associated with that person. The extension wasn't associated with that person, and there's about 20 minutes worth of work to associate a phone number, a desk extension, to an individual. And so that creates 20 minutes of extra work for that person before we can set them up with, provision them with Jabber. So that's what's really slowing us down, and there have been quite a few of those. So it's taking, it could take a week for us to get to you at this point. The backlog got bigger since I started providing all the training. But that's okay, because everybody needs to use this, and you need to know how to use it. But I know that Eric LaGrange and his network and telecom team have, he's trained up everybody to do all the difficult tasks, and especially assigning a user to a personal phone number and that extra 20 minutes. And so they are working as efficiently as they can, and they have as many people working on this as they can as well. So I can't promise anything. It could take up to a week at this point. Once we open up Jabber app and use it to make and receive phone calls, if someone leaves us a voicemail, does it record in the Jabber app or on our work voicemail? There is no voicemail attached to this Jabber app. This voicemail is the voicemail box on our VoIP telephone system for the district. So this Jabber app is accessing your VoIP account on the voice telephone system for the district. So it doesn't matter if you listen to your voicemails here in the Jabber app or at your desk phone, it's the same voicemail box. If someone had mobile Jabber, desktop Jabber, and their desk phone, any one of those devices it's the same voicemail box. So you can see it connected up, and I've got yet another voicemail here, and I can, listen to that voicemail too if I wanted to. So any of these voicemails, or you could call the person back, which I'm doing right now, very easily. I'm going to hang up because I'm just calling myself anyway. So let's see here. Oh, this right here under recents, I don't know if I went over that. This is your call log again. I think I did at the beginning. That's your call log. And then if you want to make a call and you know the number and you want to type it in manually or punch it in manually, you do it here. What is this? Oh, okay. That is my contacts, and what you saw were a whole bunch of contacts. Actually, it's picking up the contacts from my cell phone, not the contacts here. You go back there again, and press that to see AA plumbing. So Actually, it's picking up the contacts that I have in Outlook, I think, too. It's interesting. Yeah, when we went over to the Microsoft Exchange email system from our old SendMail system, somehow, and I don't know how, and it must have been because my phone was connected to my email at the time, it picked up all my personal contacts and put them in my work contact list in Outlook. So I just don't have time to go in there and delete them all, but it's feels like I had someone invading my privacy on that one. That was not, I did not tell Microsoft to do that, and I did it. So this day I'm not happy about that.
Excuse me, Cheryl.
Did I miss anything, Scott? Shram, did I miss anything?
I noticed the time on your phone. Is that correct? It says 9:41 a.m. or I mistaken?
Is that my phone?
Yeah,
it's on my phone.
It says 9:41 a.m.
Yeah, you're right. Something's going on in my settings. I must have, when I was playing around in here. You know, I updated my phone to a new version the other day, and
maybe
the time zone is wrong.
Time zone is not right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I updated it to a new version, so I'll have to fix that.
Yeah, that might affect everything, right? Because the time is not correct, and then.
Yeah, I updated to a new version of iOS on my phone, so apparently it didn't pick up the right time zone.
Yeah.
That's disappointing. I'll have to fix that.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, I was thinking what's going on in there.
Say it again?
I didn't know what's going on. I just look at the time,
yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, no, it's not we're not in a time warp. It is after one. It is 1:45 p.m. and I've got the right time on my computer. I just got to fix my iPhone.
The date is correct.
It messed it up. I don't know why.
Yeah, the date is correct, but the time is not, I guess, right?
Yeah. Huh.
That's weird. Well, usually.
You guys got any other questions? Did I miss any features, Shram or Scott, that maybe I should go over?
Well, I'm still waiting on my phone to get the provisions because my phone services are not working. It just keep rolling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else.
It takes time. Huh?
It's pretty simple. I mean, here's a keyboard here if you wanted to type to dial. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. If there aren't any other questions, I guess we're done.
Oh, not now. Thank you, Cheryl.
All right, so to recap, we open the Jabber app during our work hours and then close it when we're done with our work hours so that we don't continue to get calls, right? Yes, you can sign out or quit the app. That's how most people are going to do it. Otherwise, you know, if it's 7 o'clock at night and somebody calls your desk phone, if you don't have your phone on vibrate and it's on audible, you're going to hear it. This recording, yes, I will make it available. This one probably went better than most that I've done, so I'll probably put this one online.